have like a teriyaki beef with white rice and broccoli. I've had this marinating. It's now at 5:30 and it's been marinating since 12 o'clock. I'm gonna show you guys how I prepped that and made the marinade and start cooking. The beef I'm using is the stir-fry beef from Walmart. It's thinly sliced and it marinates pretty quick and cooks even faster. The seasoning I'll be using are all here. I'll be using onion powder, garlic powder, ground ginger, rice vinegar, some pure sesame oil, soy sauce, and minced garlic. This is all for the marinade for the beef. So I'm going to open up and separate all the beef. I really did not want to dirty any dishes this day apparently, so I put all the beef together on the packages and just separated them. They were all stuck together so I can to get all the seasonings on there so we can, evenly distribute the seasoning. So that's what you see me here. It's pretty gross just pulling apart all the beef, but it made it easier for seasoning. Now I'm just going to go in with the onion powder, move it around, keep spreading, and I'm going to do the same thing with the garlic powder, the ground ginger, and then I will drizzle the sesame oil on top. Then I'm going to try to mix in all the seasonings in that sesame oil so I can go ahead and get ready to put it inside of the Ziploc bag. I just find it very easy for cleanup to marinate my meat in a Ziploc bag. If you want to put it into a container, that works as well. I'm trying to really not dirty much this day because I'm trying to use this fork and struggling to get all the beef inside of this bag when we could have grabbed the tongs, but this is what I did. I'm going to wipe down the counter so I can move the bag over and you guys can see. Now that I have all the seasonings put in, I'm going to go ahead and add in the minced garlic, and I'm going to add in the vinegar, some more sesame oil, and then I'm going to add in the soy sauce and kind of massage that in. I just realized I don't have measurements for this dish. I kind of just eyeball everything. I know what I want to make and what I'm going for, and I kind of just put it together. But if I had to guess, I would say it was a 1/4 cup soy sauce, about 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, and about a tablespoon and a half of the vinegar, and then just season to your liking. So getting started on the white rice, I do the 2-to-1 ratio, which is 2 cups of water for every 1 cup of rice. So here I'm making 3 cups of rice, so I'll put 4 cups of water. I put in, again, I don't measure, so I would say probably a tablespoon, maybe a little less than a tablespoon of salt. And then also about a tablespoon of whatever cooking oil. So I lost the footage of starting the beef. I just heat up the pan on high, let it get hot. I'll toss the beef in and let it brown. Then I'll lower down the heat once it's brown. And I've added about like 1/2 cup of water and some brown sugar. The brown sugar creates the teriyaki flavor. So teriyaki sauce is just soy sauce and brown sugar. And I'm giving that a good stir there to mix it all in. We like our sauce a little runny. If you do prefer the thicker sauce, the gravy that comes with beef and broccoli, you would just do a little cornstarch slurry, which is about a 1/4 cup of warm water and a tablespoon of cornstarch, and just stir that in. The water is boiling. I don't put my rice into the water until it is boiling. I rinse off my 3 cups, get it clean, put it in there, and give it a good stir. I'll leave it on high and put the lid on, and then for about 5 minutes, Once the water has evaporated, most of all the water is evaporated, I'll give it a good stir, and I'll drop the heat down to low and leave the lid on for about another 15 minutes. It's been 15 minutes and the rice is now done, so I'm just going to fluff it up. I start from the outsides and just stir it inwards a little, put the lid on, and just let it cool down. For the broccoli, I just steam the bag as it says on the directions, put some butter, salt, and pepper. So here's the final dish. We have the rice, the teriyaki beef, and the broccoli, and I just sprinkled sesame seeds on top. Okay, so tonight we're going to have KFC Bowls, copycat KFC Bowls. I'm going to make some mashed potatoes. So I have 6 potatoes there. They're fairly small. I put half and half butter and a spoonful of cream cheese. It makes it nice and creamy. And then obviously salt and pepper. Toppings are going to be corn, shredded cheese, and not everyone likes the gravy, but we'll have gravy. And then these chickens. And you can make this even easier by just doing instant mashed potatoes. I've peeled, cleaned, and diced the potatoes. I'm going to salt a pot of water. I add in the potatoes when the water is cold. I lost potato there. And then I just put it to boil for, I'm not sure how long, but when the potatoes are tender. We have a can of biscuits in the fridge. I'm going to use that and we'll have it as a side. Since I'm out of parchment paper, I'm just going to butter my pan. I use parchment paper anytime I bake anything. It makes for easy cleanup. I also don't use cooking spray, so I didn't have any of that. I'm just going to lay the biscuits out on the pan and cook them according to the package. Now I'm just going to toss the chicken nuggets into the air fryer. I think I cooked these at 400 for about 10 minutes. These chicken nuggets don't have much breading, so they cook pretty fast. And if you leave them too long in the air fryer, they will get a little hard. So they don't take long to cook. Getting started on the mashed potatoes, I add in my butter. I add in all the ingredients a little at a time. So I'm thinly slicing the butter. I do about half a stick to start with. I do it thinly sliced just so it can melt easily. I lightly season it with salt and then pepper, and I also put in a spoonful of cream cheese, which I feel that it makes it nice and creamy and gives it a different taste. Some people add sour cream to theirs. I've done that too, and it comes out good as well. I also add in the half and half a little at a time because I didn't want to make it runny. I mash my potatoes with a potato masher because I heard or someone told me that whipping your potatoes with a mixer makes them a little gamey, and I used to make my potatoes that way, and I noticed a difference. They do come out a lot creamier when you mash them this type of way. So I just mash it in, stir it up, and then add in more ingredients as I go. I give it a little taste test in between, and then I'll add in more butter or whatever I feel is needed. starting on the gravy, I'm just cooking it how the package says to cook it, which is 1 cup of cold water. Stir it in, and then you let it slowly come to a boil, and you turn it off. I forgot about the gravy, and it was boiling for a while, but it got a little thick, but it was okay. My husband still enjoyed it. For the corn, I just cooked it in the microwave as it said on the bag. I'm putting in about a half a tablespoon of butter and some salt. I'm just going to mix that in together, let the butter melt, and then we're going to serve it. So for tonight's dinner, I'm doing like a chicken and shrimp type of Alfredo pasta. I'm really just using what I have on hand. I didn't have fresh Parmesan, so I'll use grated uh, butter, cream cheese, garlic, and I'm going to add in some of this Italian style cheese to create the sauce. Um, Half and half is what I'll be using as the creamer. I had a little bit of heavy whipping cream, so I'm just going to use that up. And I had about a half a cup of milk left, so I'm using that up as well. So I washed and dried the chicken. Now I'm just trimming off the excess fat. You can skip this stuff if you don't mind that. And then I'm going to split the chicken in half and dice it up into little chunks. Going in with the seasonings now, we have garlic powder. I do go kind of heavy on the garlic powder and the onion powder. I only do a little bit of salt because the cheese in this dish is salty, so you don't want it to be too salty. Pepper. Once I have all the seasonings on, I do drizzle olive oil on top, and it kind of just binds all the seasonings together and helps it stick to the chicken, and get it ready to put in the pan. I'm going to drizzle the pan with a little bit of olive oil. I spread that around with the spatula. Once that heats up, I'll throw in the chicken. I kind of flash it with the heat just so it can brown on the outside, and then I'll drop the heat down to a medium heat and let that cook through. Now in that same pan, I'm going to start on the sauce. I melt down about half a stick of butter, and I toss in the garlic once that starts to melt down, and I kind of just let the garlic brown for a little bit, get those flavors infused into the butter, and I'll start adding in the cream cheese. It's best if you have softened cream cheese, so I would leave it out on the counter like an hour before you're going to start cooking dinner. I'm adding in that little bit of heavy whipping cream that I had. It was like a 1/4 cup, and then I'm going to add in that half a cup of milk that I had to kind of help break down that cream cheese. Using the rotini noodles, I'm putting them into a pot of boiling water, cooking it like you would cook any other noodles for about 10 minutes. I do mine's al dente because we don't really like mushy noodles. and it does cook down a little more once you combined everything. As you can see here, I'm just breaking down that cream cheese again. I have it on a low heat to kind of let it melt down. I'm going in with the Parmesan cheese now that the cream cheese has melted down. I'm going to whisk this together, and as the sauce thickens, I'm going to start adding in the half and half cream. Um, Again, I add in my cream little by little, and just as I see that it's needed, I'm going to whisk this together as it loosens up, and then I'll also season the sauce with salt and pepper. Adding in some garlic powder. The garlic taste wasn't as strong as I would have liked, so I'm just adding in some powder, and that helped a lot. And as I'm combining all of the seasonings and ingredients to create this sauce, I do taste it as I stir it through, and just continue to add what I feel is needed. So I recommend you guys do the same. Seasoning the shrimps with garlic powder and onion powder. These are washed, clean, peeled, deveined, and dry. Going in with some Old Bay seasoning and some Italian seasoning. I'm going to massage this all in and then get this into a hot butter pan. I don't throw the shrimp into the pan until the butter is nice and melted. I toss the shrimp around to kind of coat it in that butter. I did crowd the pan, but I'm not looking for a crispy shrimp, so I didn't mind them cooking in a crowded pan. When you are looking for a crispy shrimp, chicken, whatever the protein may be, you want to make sure that there is space in between to allow air in. Once the shrimp has a nice brown color to it, I'm going to set it to the side and then start combining everything into the sauce. So once the sauce started heating up again, I do add in about a half a cup of the pasta water. The starchy water kind of loosens up the sauce and then kind of binds it together when the pasta mixes in. And I don't know what happened to the footage of me adding in everything into the sauce, but it's gone. I added in a frozen bag of the California medley mix, which is broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots. And I just put a lid on it and cooked it on low for about 10 minutes till that cooked through, and served it up, and we topped it with that Italian style shredded cheese. So today's dinner is going to be really easy and simple. If you guys watched the grocery haul, you know I got this broccoli cheddar soup from Sam's. It's a family favorite and really quick and easy for nights that you're rushing and you don't know what to cook for dinner and you're pressed on time. So that's what tonight's looking like. We're gonna have those with grilled cheese. My kids like their grilled cheese with provolone, just butter on bread, put it on the skillet, and that'll be it. So dinner will probably be done like in 10 to 15 minutes. thank you guys for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to share with all your friends. See you guys next time. Bye.